Hello all, welcome to day 3 of Think Before You initiative from Insights IS. I am Nikhil K. Gowda, the Insights PSR, IR and Polity 590. So we are continuing with the theme of polity based questions, and today largely I have taken up questions from the CPF, the Central Police Force Exams 2023. So without wasting further time, let's look into the question. So the first question of the day, they asked, which of the following statements about the election of the president is not correct? So friends, if you look at the election of the president has been constantly one theme where the questions are coming in 2023 prelims. There was a question on the election of president, but here they're asking which is not correct. So one, a union minister should not be eligible for the election as the president. Okay, so now we'll remove those statements which we feel it is correct. President is elected by the elected members of the parliament and legislative assemblies of states and union territories. 100% this statement is correct. So this can't be the answer. The electoral college does not include elected members of legislative council. That is correct. So this can't be the answer. Because you can say only the members of legislative assembly, they take part. And the system of proportional representation by means of single transferable vote. That is also correct. So it can't be the answer. The answer for this question is A. That a union minister shall not be eligible for the election of the president is wrong. Because when you look at the criteria to become the president, one, you have to be citizen of India, should have completed 35 years of age, and you have to be qualified to be a member of the Lok Sabha in that regard. And a person shall not be eligible for the election of president if he holds office of profit under the government of India or under the government of any state or any local body. However, for the person office of profit, we are not including president, sitting president, vice president, governor of any state or minister of any state or which means basically a minister is eligible to become the president. If he goes on to become the president, his seat will be declared vacant. So the answer for this question is A. So always focus on what is the keyword in the question, then logically think. And as we have already discussed, president is indirectly elected in India by the process of called as single transferable vote. Secondly, you also have to remember the vote of the value of the MLA vote has to be calculated. The value of vote of the MP has to be calculated. In simple logic, remember the value of vote of an MLA varies from state to state. The value of MP, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha remains the same. Now let's move on to the next question. This is also from CPF 2023. That is the Central Police Force. Which of the following statements regarding the Solicitor General of India is not correct? Statement A says that he is the government's chief legal advisor. Statement 2 says that CJ is the secondary law officer of the country. That is correct. The post of the CJ is a constitutional post. Friends, the post of AGI is constitutional, not Solicitor General. So this statement is incorrect. This is the Solicitor General is appointed by the Appointments Committee of the Cabinet. So that is correct. So here the problem is that here they have given between A and C that SGI is the chief legal advisor. So you can say the Attorney General is the chief legal advisor. In his place, if he's not there, the SGI can become the legal advisor to the government. But the question is chief. So if you look at two statements in this question are wrong. Actually, statement A and statement C. So in these kind of cases, always go for the most confirmed thing that definitely this is not a constitutional post. So answer can be both A and C, but I will stick to answer as C. So you can say the Solicitor General of India is a non-constitutional post. He is appointed under the law officer condition of service rules, and under this the tenure of the Solicitor General is 3 years, and he is also eligible to be reappointed. And please remember, the Constitution only provides for Attorney General of India, not Solicitor, and there is no security of tenure. He can be removed at any point of time. Even for Attorney General of India, there is no security of time. And they are also allowed to do private practice, but there are certain conditions where they are prohibited or there are certain restrictions. For example, when they take up a case against, they cannot represent any party against the government of India or any statutory body, etc. They cannot also represent a criminal in that regard who is wanted by the government of India without the permission of the government of India. These are certain restrictions on the Solicitor General and Attorney General. So let's move on to the next question. So the answer for this question I will go with C. The theme, India's G20 presidency, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, or One Earth, One Family, One Future, is drawn from which they've asked? Rig Veda, Smriti, Maha Upanishad, and Mahapurana. The answer for this question will be Maha Upanishad. So you can see in Maha Upanishad, verse 6.72, they speak about the world is one family. That is what Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam means. That is one of the, what you can say, how the Indian philosophy or the Hindu philosophy has influenced the Indian foreign policy. In mains exam, you can think about Maha Upanishad, it plays a key role. So the answer for this question is B. It is a bit of a factual question. If you know the question, you go for these kind of questions. Here, making some kind of guess will be always difficult and risky. Let's come to the last question of the day. The National Human Rights Commission was established under which statute? So here, to confuse you, they have asked four things: the Protection of Human Rights Act, the Protection and Implementation of Act, Human Rights Act 1993, the Human Rights Commission Act 1993. So this is more of a factual question. If you have revised your basics well, you know the answer is A. That is Protection of Human Rights Act 1993. And basic thing about National Human Rights Commission, it is a statutory body. So under this act, they have created National Human Rights Commission. They have created State Human Rights Commission, and at district level, they have created District Human Rights Court in that regard. And they can also ask one more question regarding National Human Rights Commission. It is based on, there's a principle called as Paris Principle. They might ask Paris Principle is associated with what? It is associated with the International Human Rights Convention, which requires that every country should give financial autonomy or administrative autonomy to the Human Rights Commission, which is established under them. So these are the basic things that you have to know regarding Human Rights Commission. They might also ask a committee which is associated with Human Rights Commission. Please remember, it is Hamadi Committee. So these kind of basic information and factual information will be important for prelims. So today we have again discussed certain themes on polity questions, and again tomorrow I'll be discussing themes based on polity. So tomorrow we'll be ending the themes on polity, and thereafter we will be starting with one more subject. So friends, as I said, the tip for the day is that, so when you look at questions, please go by the knowledge what you have. Try to identify which statement can be correct in that regard. Apply a lot of common sense. That's why our initiative is called as Think Before You Think. So have a good day. We'll meet again tomorrow.